Hi, my name is Michael Brook and I live in Victoria. I wanted to talk about some of the truths and falsehoods in internet businesses. As you've probably seen, and this is largely for the beginner internet marketer, internet marketing is driven by a lot of exaggeration. There are no standards or guidelines, and unless you do something egregiously bad, you won't be caught up on the carpet. However, at least you need to know what these exaggerations are, so you can take with a pinch of salt some of the things coming down the pike. For instance, let me just say, have you ever heard any internet business called anything other than best on the net, awesome, outstanding, amazing, the very best, to die for? No one ever is honest enough to say, well, we're still in beta mode and we've still got quite a lot of problems to mop up. The other thing relates to network marketers themselves. Whether they've been in the business for 1 week or 1 month, they'll sing the same song. I've been in the internet for 5 years and I haven't had much success, but finally I found the solution and now I'm making 6 or 7 figures or whatever it is in a month or a year or whatever. So that is obviously open to question, and you need to, if you come across someone who wants to bring you on board, challenge them a little bit and find out more about that, right? Of course, when it comes to attraction marketing, you have to brand yourself and become a leader. And then you have to bring on a lot of other people who should also brand themselves and become leaders. The question is, we're the Indians, if we're all chiefs. And we know life's not like that. There's usually a 10-90% rule. Then, of course, everyone has to be a winner and must think positively all or most of the time, or all hope is lost and you might as well give up. Well, we can aspire to that, but sometimes it's easier for some people than others. And of course, everyone is making a bundle. You'll never find out how much they make. It's rather like asking someone how many times they have sex a week. You know, it's one of those taboo subjects. And anyhow, even if they do tell you, it's probably a lie. This may be self-serving, but I really enjoy working on the internet. I find it intellectually challenging, and I like learning new things like the social media, and I read in depth about it. So it is a learning experience, and hopefully it is becoming increasingly a money-making thing. Now, here's a spin on the situation, some of those exaggerations I've spoken about. There are very few outstanding businesses, but they are out there, and your job as a beginner is to find out what they are. Most of them are fairly mediocre and either developed for a quick buck for the owners, where they intend to close up in the first year, or it's simply underfunded or not thought out properly. So, and also they have a poor product. They're into health drinks and everyone else is into health drinks. They have to find a fairly unique niche for themselves if they want to do well. Most network marketers are on various stages of ignorance. Certainly there are some that are specialists in almost everything, others that are specialists in 1 or 2 things, like YouTube. But there's a tremendous amount to learn, and not many of us are very knowledgeable about it. It's a bit of a hit and miss thing. This is why you have good programs like Carbon Copy Pro or MLM Lead System Pro, teaching you, training you how to become a good marketer and helping you make fewer mistakes. As for being a branded leader, like the world at large, there are probably few leaders and a lot of followers, and that's the way it's going to be, regardless of who says what. The majority of us have some of the qualities of leadership, but generally not all of them. Some of us have some of the outward trappings, a nice smart car, nice clothes, but very few of us are charismatic leaders in the true sense. We can certainly aspire to that if we want to, but some of us have to work harder than others. Majority of people, I think, are quite happy to be led and told what to do. They're uncomfortable in a leadership role. And that doesn't mean to say they can't make just as much money, they're just less conspicuous. The great psychologists like Freud, Jung and Adler have taught us that there are different personality types. Some are more optimistic, some are more pessimistic, and their general makeup and composition is different, and they can probably be slotted into one or more of 3 or 4 slots. Not everyone is a Tony Robbins. He is a special brand of person on the extreme side, always gung-ho and excited and up and optimistic, or that's certainly what he likes to give us the impression. Maybe he's had to work at it. But some of us are not quite in that same league. Let's face it, despite what you hear, very few people make 6 figures a month. They can aspire to it, of course, just like they can aspire to changing their personality. But even if you make 5 figures a month, 10,000 a year, 10,000 a month or 5,000 a month, that is nothing to be sneezed at, and probably more than you've been making up to this point. The bottom line is to keep your feet firmly planted on the ground, work hard, and take all this exaggeration with a pinch of salt.